Okay, greetings. Okay, so apparently this happened like 4 days ago. I just heard about it today, this morning. Libya, so they had two dams break, and practically like 4 or 5 cities went to the ocean. And probably most have not heard about this at all. It's like that's kind of a big deal. I mean, and it did have kind of it feels unusual rainfall more than usual. So most like there's some kind of weather manipulation there, and it just destroyed on design, you can say, or it was already built to fail, and like I believe the dams weren't as secure as they could have been. It's just Jesus. And Libya has been, you can say rebellious towards the system, to the global system. And I believe that's why it took out Gaddafi. So I didn't realize when Benghazi was there. I don't pay attention to Benghazi. Hit the news a long time ago. But yeah, this is kind of a big deal. It just shows that obviously this can happen to well, maybe not exactly like this, but still, who's protected and who's not. There's definitely an energy reset there for sure. And we just had a storm, go through the East Coast, and it didn't really do much of anything. So, and I find out about this thing. So, yeah, just an odd. There's definitely reptilian energies there. It does have an ancient history there too. A good portion's been wiped out, not all of it, but still pretty. It's like 10,000, over 10,000 people are missing or died, or I forget the story on that, but yeah, most people don't know anything about this. I'm not sure if you need to care, but it's kind of a big deal. I mean, we are a global people, and it's not every day something like that happens. So it's just crazy that it hasn't really surfaced. The story of this hasn't really, 4 days and not. I mean, anyway. And then Russell Brand situation is going on, and yeah, he's probably not a big fan of a lot of people, but either way, he's been, bringing out some truths, and now he's humiliation ritual is going on, or whatever ritual is going on. It's just getting hung out to dry. I don't know, he denies the allegations, but then again, you kind of wonder. I mean, celebrities, they're into everything, so who knows? They can't come back and bite them, so you never know on that one. But yeah, that kind of blew up. Same day as this whole Libya thing kind of made more of a news impact. It's like, geez, so we're going into our new era, that's for sure. So it's happened to Libya and Russell Brand's frequency, or the reptilian agendas. I guess it's all reptilian agendas. Well, weather agenda definitely with Libya, and also Andromeda. There's been a new photograph of an Andromeda galaxy. So I figure it's happened to that energy and just lighting the frequency up, because we're definitely in the unknown, but what's going on. Yeah, it's just a change is good also, we can say. But Libya, just there's different ways of looking at that. It's like a energy reset for sure. Just out with the old one and with the new. I guess they'll have a better dam system once they rebuild, whatever that'll be. Yeah, just nuts. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. I feel like it's more like New York City would be, go under like that or something like that. So that just showed who's being protected and who isn't. I guess, yeah, they didn't have a warning system either that was happening. So they just had a massive rainfall. So, anything's possible. So we'll dive into some of this. Let's see where we get. Outside economy private sessions. Yeah, Fritzy's here somewhere. Yeah, schedule a shop here. We have the webinar, social network behind the scenes. And then I guess we can start. Whoa, not good. God, some of these sites really knock my whole system off. Okay, I can't show that. That's not good. Well, that took the fun out of that. Oh, let's see if I can find a. Yeah, some sites knock my whole system off. Yeah, this one will work better. Or not, I don't have to download it. Yeah, this seems to be a little bit happier there. Kind of going backwards. So it's Andromeda. I think it's the same picture. It's quite the site there. I think you can make it bigger. Maybe not. Okay, we'll start backwards. So, this is some of the stuff that happened. It's gone. I think it was like 5 cities that got wiped out. I thought it was just one. It was like but just crazy. The media out blackout on this sucker. Unless you're living there. It's just amazing. Yeah. First got Russell Brand. So this is hitting most of the headlines. Yeah, allegations. I don't know. Just you gotta wonder. It's like, are these allegations, or are they true, or is it the truth? So yeah, you never know. I say his celebrities. Yeah, he was big into the Queen. So who knows there? Yeah, see Queen. Of course, imagine the conspiracy people would go after that. He's, yeah, I guess this is the best picture. So who knows? What side are you on? There's an Andromeda energies. Yeah, it looks very peaceful, actually. It does feel a lot lighter there than here in our deck of the woods, where chaos is the norm. They need us and we need them. As we dive into insanity, we need somebody to pull us out. So, yeah, it's strange times. But once again, this Libya thing, I imagine most people don't even know what even happened, which is not good. It's good to be aware of something that's going on in the world. You can be that shut off. So it's still it's just the blackout. If you were in that situation, wouldn't you want somebody to know about it? Send their prayers at least. So I think would be obviously it's been just attacked left and right, but I think there is a lot of positivity to it. Just either way, at least the city itself or the country. Fritzy's here. My producer, she's in the background. All right, we're going to Libya, Russell Brand, Energies, and Andromeda to cool things off. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the elders. There is, yes, you say, energy resets that are necessary. There is corruption there, but that was not enough for that to happen. Or corruption that caused that issue. We are the elders. You can say we are the watchers. We are also connected to your main timeline. Not to say creating it, but watching it as a human consciousness. You build your timeline. Like it's that's why it's sacred. The future, because your human consciousness going into the main timeline and building your future. So it's kind of like you're building your, you know, a gift, you can say. Maybe not always like the gift that's coming in, but it's also karmic connections. There's so many connections. So it's just seeing the future as this is part of human consciousness, what it needs to go through. Obviously, you're not always seeing all the layers of what humans are going through. If you saw all the layers of what you're going through, it makes sense why all of this is happening. And you think actually more should be happening across the world, of like an energy purge, or even the polar ice caps shifting, but you're not ready for that. And that can actually stop growth instead of letting you move to the direction that you're going into. So you can say it would be a part of it, yes, was a sacrifice for change. And yes, it's ignored by the world. So, well, it's hidden, but it will get attention, of course. But it's just, it's sometimes a place like that, once again, has many truths that, the higher elite, those that are controlling your society, don't want anyone to know about or want to hear about. There are places in the world that do find peace. And Libya was one of them. It wasn't perfect. Like peace comes with consequences. I mean, it was peaceful. It wasn't, once again, it wasn't perfect, but there was a side of it, just living a normal life, quiet, and going rebellious towards the main system of control, like with your central banks. So, and there are other places like that. Like you can be a peaceful place as long as you do what you're being told. And Libya, you can say, went against that. So obviously, there's going to be different points of view of what happened there. But there is a lot of good people there that can handle the situation. Well, they would have moved out if they needed to. So those that stayed are there for the rebuilding process. And they're going to rebuild their lives because they're not doing anything negative towards anyone. It's just they're living their normal lives. And so the rebuilding process will actually be faster than some might think. It won't be quickly, but it won't be forever either. But it is a rebuilding into a new age. And yes, there is corruption there, of course. And the reset that you're going through. Now, as for the extraterrestrial energies that some of you are tapping into, you are, yes, building the future for future generations where the alien energies can be a part of your society. You're just laying the groundwork for it, but it doesn't mean the aliens are going to truly connect to your physical. I mean, yes, they can easily show up at any time. But they do feel like that it'll be doing you a disservice because with growth, because many will just, like, if they see an alien energy appear, they'll give their, I mean, not everybody, but quite a few will give their power away instantly. They'll stop growing spiritually, for their mission, because everyone has a mission. Of course, many don't believe that, but there's a reason for all of this, even if it's not, advertising itself. And obviously, aliens are here to help you behind the scenes, and will continue to do so. But as you tap more into their energies, you are building a timeline where they can eventually come into your main timeline and join your species of human. Now, when is always up in the air. That's some of you know. Patience, but for those of you who are already tapping into those frequencies, please do continue to do so. And it will get stronger. More out of the body experiences will continue as slowly. See, as you do this, society becomes lighter. It's not overnight, But as you bring in more of these Andromeda and Palladian energies, no matter the situations, if there's a lot of drama connected to it, you still bring in more a wider frequency over time. You're bringing in fourth and fifth dimensional energies, and some are completely obsessed with it, and eventually they'll find a way to cool that down. But some want to really enforce, well, some actually want to terraform the Earth really to bring in more of these alien frequencies in. And you can say Libya is part of that terraforming frequency. Doesn't mean every city has to be destroyed to be rebuilt. But sometimes a city needs to be reset for what's to come. As some of you probably can feel those energies. So, blessings. Greens, this is the Russell Brand consciousness. There are some trickster beings with his energy, as some of you would imagine. Yes, there's a higher elite frequency there. So, to push buttons of society to bring in a new era doesn't mean it's going to bring in all truths, but it is, yes, pushing some boundaries, as you can see. You can say this was coming no matter what. This whole controversy, it was going to happen no matter what. No matter if he was, obviously, if he wasn't speaking too much about controversies, there won't be so much light on him. But see how he's putting all this light and going after corruption, so his corruption has to be killed also. So this is a half truth to all of this. There is some truth there, yes. Of course, he's going to deny it all the way. And for an average person to get all the truth is not going to be easy. So, but this is, especially there's going to be others, celebrities to become more part of the truther movement eventually. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yes, it does come with consequences. Well, because some of them don't exactly have the best track record, as you can imagine with this individual. Drug parties, it all comes back to you eventually, especially when you're going after the shadow, governments, politicians, and all of these shadowed, they're going to find, they're going to go into your skeletons and pull them out. So this is like a warning to other celebrities that want to go this direction. As long as you're prepared for it. Of course, they're going to deny it. It's always going to be a denial, and they'll say, but that doesn't mean there's not truth there. Even with your situation, your Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp, there was truth there. Of course, it was a lot of it was exaggerated, but still, neither party are exactly free of that situation. They're both guilty, you can say. So, but yeah, there is a manipulative energy coming from Amber Heard for sure. But then to say, that shows all his skeletons, all his demons that came out. So it's a bit of a purge there, you can say. But celebrities going more into this truther movement, yeah, it's going to get bumpy for him. So you can say this also discourages celebrity truthers to become a celebrity truther. Because of that situation. Well, that's part of it. But they're going to attack you somehow. You can't just, just go through everyone's closet and start pulling out their demons and for yours not to show up either. So obviously there's some individuals that are doing this already know that when they're going in. And of course they're always going to try to find something. So, but especially with celebrities, they're known to have their vices. Well, that's how they get in those positions too, as some of you know, the rituals they get into, where their soul. But this also helps the soul heal. Yes, on a public stage. So, it just tells the soul, maybe I shouldn't do that in the future. Drug parties and all those type of things. So it does kind of give the soul some, because those in power, if nobody's watching, they do all kinds of things. And so, but the worst part is when it comes to more to into the public, especially with the royal family. There's much there that has not been made public. I imagine many of you, and it's protected. Well, they are playing. They're not, trying to, go through everyone's closet and go after politicians and all that. Not really. They're playing the game instead. But the royal family, if there's anyone that has issues, it's them, as some of you have already seen. So, blessings. Greetings. Yeah, the Andromedans, blessings. Yes, the idea for the Andromedan incarnation is to bring a lighter touch to humanity. But of course, also, there are, yes, vices the soul needs to go through. You can say a purge, a clearing out negativity. And yes, and Andromedans are known to be addicts, but they want that higher frequency connection. And some of them have a lot of self-love issues. Even as an alien being, you can still have self-love problems, but you can ignore it. I mean, you can work on it, but it doesn't mean you solve it there. Well, because in the higher dimensions, you have everything that you want, but having everything you want can bring in a lot of negativity. It just does. It just, if you don't experience a challenge to release that negativity, it just builds up. It builds up in the background. It's not in your foreground. It's there, and usually in a positive environment, like an angelic realm. There's many of those in Andromeda. It's just everyone's the same, not personality wise, but just the intentions are usually about the same. But then when you have a reality that's more challenging, and Andromeda has plenty of that, where reptilian invasions occur, insectoid invasions occur, even feline invasions can occur, and so on. It gives the soul a challenge to, yes, I have this energy of lights, but now I need to use that power to do good, to fight the enemy, or learn more about myself, get captured, and see what kind of self-love I really have for myself. So, I mean, just because you have all these telekinesis abilities, telepathic abilities, doesn't mean it's always used correctly either. Some just use it for recreation. And then when you get challenged, that's when you really, you see when you get challenged, then you see what kind of being you really are. And that's what this world, the purpose of this planet is. You see what kind of soul you really are. Are you a sellout? Are you not a sellout? You service to others, service to self, and so on. Do you need fame? Do you need fortune? Or you just need to figure yourself out, which is great. It's usually just living more of the simplistic life. That's really where it's at, because you don't have all this attention. You might have friends, yes, but you don't have like the world looking at you. Being a predator, seeing everything you're doing, but you have your own space, your own secret life, and you can work on yourself, whatever it might be, or just find some joy in life. You don't have to work on everything. But it is good that that you brought into your life, like, I need to work on impatience, work on anger, whatever it might be. At least you put you identify it, and you put the intentions to heal it. You don't have to go too deep into it, but you put the intentions to release it. Sometimes you have to put a lot of attention into it, depending on what it is. But soul growth is what this world is all about. But it is here to see who you are. But in this environment, that's why you choose all these challenges, to see what's going to happen to you. Who are you going to turn into? Some of you stay the same, which is good, but just have all this darkness you're trying to release. And why are these people being so manipulative around you? Well, they're just showing their true colors, and you are battling them, you can say. So, and the idea is for more, yes, of a balance of light and dark, but many don't know that yet. Places in like South America, Brazil has a high crime rate. And having a place like that, of course, those places around the world are probably worse, but a place like Brazil, it's a heavy city, a huge population. And for that to release the reptilian manipulations, because reptilians love that place. but it's like sometimes you get into all this negativity and you can't find a way out. So it's just like, what do you, well, so there are a lot of times where it's just, you can say technically it's about survival, but you're still growing within yourself. It's like you still know yourself. Is like, you might not like the environment that you're in, but you still find a way to keep your sanity in the whole situation, which is not easy. So that says a lot also. There's many factors that are going on in a situation like that. And of course, around the world.